Okay, so like a couple of days ago, I think it was like 2 days ago, um, we were eating at one of my favorite places. Personally, one of my favorite places. Um, it's one of my favorite fast food restaurants. I think of it more of a as a restaurant than a fast food restaurant, but it's one of my favorite fast food restaurants, and it's Kentucky Fried Chicken. So while we're sitting there eating our dinner, eating our food, and everything. Drinking our drink and everything, eating our meals, eating our food. Well, well, these so-called fakey theists, um, these theists kept talking about some kind of thing that they were doing, you know, in their community, you know, in the in their own those little what I like to call theist buildings. Well, they were putting on a play. They were talking about putting on a play or something, and I guess they were talking to another person. But we're sitting there eating and everything, and anyone who knows me knows I'm not about theism. I don't believe in theism anymore. I don't follow theism anymore, and I haven't for 6 years. Not since I was 26 years old. I do not follow theism. I don't plan on following theism, and I will never follow theism ever again. I'm just glad to have gotten away from theism. You know, and before I really experience a hell of a whole lot, much more worse abuse than what I've experienced. The abuse I've experienced, especially from being a child, I would have experienced a, a hell of a whole lot much more worse abuse from theism had I not gotten away from it 6 years ago. I'm actually glad I got away from theism 6 years ago. But in any case, um, we're sitting there eating our food and everything, and while they're getting up and they're getting ready to leave, you know, we're just about done with our meal. We're just about finished eating with our meal and everything, and well, they were all like, well, uh, you guys should come to our Christmas play. It was a Christmas play that they were talking about putting on, by the way, and they were talking about, well, you guys should come to our Christmas play. You should come to our Christmas play. Um, well, I already refused to go. I already refused to go, so I was not gonna go anyway. I had no intention of going at all, none whatsoever, not at all. So I wasn't gonna go anyway. So I was just like, no, no, no. And so they were walking out the door and everything. We were just about to get up and leave, and you know, for my meal and everything, and we were getting ready to go. So while we're getting ready to go and exit out the door, while we're getting ready to leave, um, from my favorite uh, place, Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. Um, the same crazy psycho theists were waiting outside the door, and they were all like, well, I just feel the need that I have to do one of these, you know, one of those little things where they bow their heads and they try to use the old, oh, let's hold hands, uh, so-called fake phony baloney kind of thing. Let's bow our heads and close our eyes and, that kind of thing. So they're like, oh, I feel compelled that I need to do this for you. I feel compelled that I need to do this to you. I'm just like, you know what? No, thank you. I don't, um, I don't do that anymore. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in theism. And, I don't like that. I don't do that anymore. Said I don't believe in theism anymore, so I don't do theism anymore. So I was just like, well, no, thank you. And they were still steady pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. Like they were pushing to get me to convert right back into theism. In other words, they were trying to uh, reconvert me right back into theism. They're trying to convert me into theism. I mean, I've already made it clear, and as plain and as nicely as I possibly can. I don't follow theism anymore. I do not believe in theism anymore. I have no intention of following theism anymore. You know, I became a spirit horse follower and the ultimate spirit horse follower, avid, hardcore, and strong fighting animist 6 years ago. When I became 26 years old, I became a spirit horse, avid, hardcore, um, verbally motivative, and strong fighting animist, and a proud animist. And I've been a proud animist. I've been a proud spirit horse following, avid, and hardcore animist, and happy animist ever since then. Since when I turned 26 years old. When I was 26, I joined up with the spirit horse and the rest of her family, and the rest of our family. Well, I became an animist 6 years ago. Okay, when I was 26. Um, okay, ever since I was 26 years old, 6 years ago, I've been a spirit horse animist, avid, hardcore, and ultimate um, animistic and animist follower ever since then. Okay, well, I've been happy ever since then. So, why in the world would all these so-called theists that claim they don't like to force their so-called fake theism and phony baloney, um, ridiculous, abusive, and perverted theism, belief, and all that crap on us and on anybody else. I mean, when we make it clear that we don't want to follow theism, we mean we don't want to follow theism. That just doesn't make any sense. Why would you push that? Why would you force that on anybody? You know? So, while we were while we were exiting out the door, and while we were trying to, walk out the door, come right back home and everything. I mean, it's like they were basically just trying to push that whole entire thing, you know. I mean, she kept reaching her hand out, and I'm like, okay, look, please, I've already told you. I don't believe in theism. I don't want to be involved in that theism. Things that you do, or theism things that you all do. Please do not force me to do that. Okay, I've already asked you very nicely not to try and force that theism stuff on me. Why are you still steady trying to push that on me? You know? Why would a theist continue to try and sneakingly and in a sneaky tactic way, why would the theism try to convert me into the theism so-called fake and man-made funny baloney fake belief in theism? I don't follow that anymore. So why would they try to push that? Why would they continue to try to force that upon me? Why would they continue to try to force that upon anybody? You know? The theism is trying to reconvert me into theism. Well, I've got news for you guys. The ones that try to continue to force people into your so-called fake funny baloney theism crap. We are not going to follow your theism belief or thoughts or thinking or whatever it is that you want to call it. We're not going to follow your fake funny baloney and belief in theism.